All right, guys, today we are going to be reacting to learning German language hacks. We're going to learn a little bit of hacks with Germans. I think the last one that we saw regarding German hacks, I like the stamps. The one that you put the sticker, that's a very good tactic, man, to learn languages. That's very nice. But let's jump in, let's see what's going on.
Does learning German sometimes make you feel like this? Or this? Why? Well, I feel you. So I've put together some tips to get you through the rough patches. A few German language hacks to give you a little breather along this journey we call Deutsch lernen. The nemesis of many a German learner, articles. Der, die, or das. 46% of German nouns are feminine, 34% masculine, and 20% neuter. So statistically, if in doubt, die is your best bet. But it turns out there are a few general rules to give you a little bit of guidance while taking a wild guess. You can usually use der for seasons, days of the week and months, compass directions, weather, alcohol, except beer, that's das. And now for feminine words, numbers and fruit. Of course there are some exceptions, like it's der Apfel. Why do you have to be so difficult? And finally, neuter words. Use das for colours, letters, and materials, like wood or metal. Word endings can also give you a clue about a noun's gender. Screenshot this table to practice this part later.
Okay. Masculine. Ich bin ich muss ist ling ich och and oil, right? Oil. Usually feminine. I, height, ihr, ich, in, kite, schafft, tät, ung, ad. Usually neuter, right? Neuter. Chen, line, ment, tum, ma. No, how the hell do you pronounce that? Et, I don't know how do you pronounce the last one. Well, how is, man, it's kind of, man, this is still confusing. You might as well just memorize this thing, man. Memorize it, and then somehow it will make sense. It will start making sense. I think that's the best way I can just simplify this. When it's very confusing like this, what I do is I just memorize it, and somehow I keep going, right? And start reviewing it, and somehow start making sense. I don't know. It's like a book, right? You practice the book, you read the book, practice the book, read the books, practice the book, and somehow you just start making sense. Because this, I'm still confused as hell. So.
One of my pet hates about German is the way numbers are formed. It's not 64, but 4 and 60, 64. But once you hit the hundreds, things get even worse, because you have to jump from the hundreds back to the units and then to the tens. 245, 205 and 40. That makes no sense. So here's my tip. If you're taking down a number, don't write the digits too close together. Always leave a gap on either side, so you're ready for any surprises.
46, 107.
Das war's?
Ja. 194
Das war...
und 90.
Be aware, when reading
This is crazy, bro. This is crazy.
a gap on either side, so you're ready for any surprises.
46, 107.
Das war's?
Ja.
Yo, it's backwards. It's backwards. It's backward. That's what it is.
104
Das war...
und 90.
Be aware, when reading long numbers like telephone numbers, some Germans like to spice things up a bit by switching between using single digits and longer numbers.
01765 26 88 76.
By switching between using single digits and longer numbers.
01765 26
Owned.
88.
So it's owned. When they use owned, you know it's a double-digit numbers. Owned, right?
749.
If you're in a conversation with a German and you're not really following what's going on, fear not. There are several words you can just throw in between some nodding and interested facial expressions in order to not give the game away that you've got no idea what's going on. Firstly, the more vague terms. Interessant. Echt? Krass. Ach so. Play around with the intonation to express surprise. Ach so. Or understanding. Ach so. If you get the impression that your conversation partner is looking for some positive feedback or affirmation from you, there are some perfect words that you can use to express that you are in agreement with what they're saying, whatever that might be. Stimmt, genau, klar. And finally, if you're actually brave enough to try and formulate full sentences, but you need to buy yourself a little more thinking time between words, I've got just the thing. So is essentially the German equivalent of the modern like in English, if you know what I mean. Ich hab so nicht wirklich so nachgedacht, weißt du? So just throw a few in while you try and remember.
You know what's crazy? Americans use that a lot too, the so. So yeah, they use that so a lot. That might be influenced by the Germans.
Then there's halt. That usually means stop, but you might notice Germans using it in weird places. Und ich hab halt gesagt, das ist halt total bescheuert, aber das ist halt einfach so. So in this case, it doesn't mean gesagt. It usually means stop, but you might notice Germans using it in weird places. Und ich hab halt gesagt, das ist halt total bescheuert, aber das ist halt einfach so. So in this case, it doesn't mean stop. In fact, it doesn't mean much at all, but it will help you sound like a local. If you've got any more German language hacks, then share them in the comments. And we've got loads more on the German language over on Instagram, DW_me the Germans.
I mean, halt, which means stop, right? But they're mentioned between sentences. That's pretty confusing. The number stuff, that was a very good tip here.
65, 26, 88, 749.
Shit make no sense, man. Stuff make no sense. Golly, bro. Yeah, you have to. When I go back and keep learning tomorrow, review my German again. Damn, I don't know how to just get this. I might have to just go straight like German, locked in German kind of thing. Just learn it as it is, man. Don't even compare it to English or Spanish or whatever. Just learn it as it is, because that's kind of confusing. But the good thing about that, learning this language as it is it's gonna make me smarter, and that's the good thing. It's gonna make me smarter. It's more smarter than me that I'm learning 3 languages, man. 3 languages. That's gonna be hot. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You guys, most of you guys speak English as well. Probably it was very hard for you guys to understand the English orders of the numbers, whatever. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you next one.